God already dealt with any issues of ethnocentrism, and he also dealt with the fact that he's not against interracial marriage. He is against interfaith idolatry marriage. And so he taught Aaron and Miriam, for that matter, early on, no, I want Cushites to be here amongst my people. In fact, a Cushite is going to be a part of your lineage, not just through Moses' lineage, but Aaron's lineage has Cushite blood in it. Let's look a little bit more into who Phinehas actually is, because this will be important in understanding the context of Numbers 25 of why this was a big deal. Again, the reason why we know that God doesn't have a problem with interracial marriage is because Phinehas himself is a product of interracial marriage. Why do we know that? Because Phinehas is actually an Egyptian word. It's not a Hebrew word. Remember, how did Moses meet his second wife? Where did she come from? Egypt. She was one of the many ethnic groups that came out of Egypt with Israel, the slaves. The slaves wasn't just Israelites, there was many ethnic groups. So if you read Exodus, when they came out, it said there's a mixed multitude. Who was Moses' brother? Aaron, right? Now, Aaron, before, had a big problem with Moses marrying a Cushite. And you see the story in Numbers chapter 12. In fact, if you turn there, the narrator tells us that the reason why Moses and Miriam here end up questioning the reason why Aaron and Miriam question Moses' leadership is because of the decision Moses did in marrying his second wife. Did you know that? That caused a big problem with Miriam and Aaron. Look at verse 1. Miriam and Aaron spoke against Moses. It says it right there in the text. I'm not making it up. Because of what? The Cushite woman whom he had married for, and he repeats it as if you didn't hear it. For he married a Cushite woman. You're like, okay, what's the big deal? Cushites were Africans. Up to this point, Israel has not been mixing with other ethnic groups for the most part. This is the first time, not just one person, but you're the main leader, and you're like, whoa. Marry a good Israelite girl, Moses. Why are you marrying a Cushite? Cushites are Africans. Now, did God say, you know what, Aaron and Miriam, you're right. Moses is losing it. He shouldn't be leader anymore. I mean, what was he thinking, marrying a African? I already told them, only marry Israelites. Don't interracial marry. Is that how God responded? No. In fact, look how God responds. And they said, has the Lord indeed spoken only through Moses? What's the implication? Can he not speak through us? I mean, we would have married a Cushite woman. This questioning Moses' leadership here. Maybe he's losing it. Maybe his lust is getting to him. Who knows? Something's going on because he married an African. Has he not spoken through us also? There it is. There's a rebellion brewing. The Lord heard it. Verse 3. Now the man Moses was very meek, more than all people who are on the face of the earth. And suddenly the Lord said to Moses and to Aaron and Miriam, count out you three to the tent of meeting. And the three of them came out, and the Lord came down in a pillar of cloud and stood at the entrance of the tent and called Aaron and Miriam, and they both came forward. And he said, hear my words. If there's a prophet among you, I, the Lord, make myself known to him in a vision. I speak with him in a dream. Not so with my servant Moses. He is faithful in all my house. With him I speak mouth to mouth clearly and not in riddles, and he beholds the form of the Lord. Right, so do you see what God is saying? I typically speak to people through dreams and visions, but Moses is the only person I speak to directly. In other words, he has this unilateral access to me, like a unique access to me that nobody else has during this time. Verse 10, so he says all this, rebukes Aaron and Miriam. When the cloud removed from over the tent, Miriam was leprous like snow. Do you see the poetic justice? What was Miriam and Aaron's problem? How can you marry an African dark-skinned woman? Oh, you have a problem with dark skin? Wife? All right, let's make you as white as snow then. Psh. Do you see the poetic justice? She got turned into leprous, white as snow, because she complained about what? Moses married a dark-skinned Cushite. What is going on here? God is exposing their prejudice here, their ethnocentricity, because they were thinking only Israel within Israel. And God's saying, I'm not just creating only Israel within Israel, by the way. He already told Abraham what? It's not just Israel, but through you, I'm trying to bless whom? All the nations of the world, including the Cushites, including the Egyptians, right? So if there's a problem already by this first generation of leaders, what's going to happen? Do you see why God has to step in? If the beginning leader's sibling, the main leader's sibling, already have a problem with inter-ethnic relationships, there's no hope for other nations to come to Yahweh if that's their attitude. Now, why do I point that out about Aaron? Because his son is the father of Phinehas. Phinehas is an Egyptian name, and his name literally means the bronze-colored one, most likely because his mother was also a Cushite. There's a poetic justice for Aaron. God already dealt with any issues of ethnocentrism, and he also dealt with the fact that he's not against interracial marriage. He is against interfaith idolatry marriage. And so he taught Aaron and Miriam, for that matter, early on, no, I want Cushites to be here amongst my people. In fact, a Cushite is going to be a part of your lineage, not just through Moses' lineage, but Aaron's lineage has Cushite blood in it.